See, straight away, they take the damn things as you cast in. I just cast in, and this rod took the bait literally as it hit the surface. It doesn't give you much chance to get it to the bottom. It really doesn't. Good morning, folks. Well, I'm back at Barnwell today. First time back since I caught that magnificent tench on my first visit. I took a chance coming here because often there are local people who get here very early. But today, for some reason, I haven't seen another angler. So I've actually dropped into the spot where I caught the tench last time. I've thrown in a mixture of proprietary ground bait, some breadcrumb, hemp and sweet corn, all mixed up into a ground bait mix. Did that about 20 minutes ago before I started setting up everything. So we'll see how we go. Problem today is that there's a bit of a sort of wind in my face, which could be problematic. I may have to up the float a bit, but we'll see how we go. I obviously don't expect necessarily to repeat my success of the last trip, but at least I'm in a spot where I know tench are caught. And the other good news is I've sort of grabbed the opportunity today because after yet another hot spell, this is quite a reasonably cool day. So also under trees, so out of the sun, probably get cold. That's about it. So I'm all set up, ready to go. So we'll get going and see if we can tempt another tench, or if not, perhaps a few rudd or something. I'll go through the tackle once I'm sort of sitting down, ready to start. Right, let's get going. Okay, we're ready to go at last. It's about 9:15. I got in the car park at 8:30, so I haven't done too bad. Walking. There's a little bit of a walk to this spot, but worth it. And obviously you have to set up cameras and do the ground baiting and what have you. Anyway, I actually got the same rod as I had last time I was here, which is my Gray's Prodigy TX Rover float. And I think this is the Alcox. Yeah, this is the Alcox centre pin, which is actually identical to the Rapidex. I think it's £6 line on there, pre-loaded Waggler float with just a single BB shot down, just sitting above the hook length. Now I've put on a £6 Acolyte hook length today, just to give a little bit more finesse to the end tackle. Size 10 Drennan Super Specialist barbless on the hook. I thought a 10 was a good compromise. I've got sweet corn today, and I've got my new custard paste that I used over at Field's End on my last trip. That's the only two baits I've got. You can see that wind's just blown up as I'm talking to you, and it could be a bit of a problem casting into it and also maintaining the float in position. But today's going to be fairly quiet. According to the weather forecast, there's no forecast of rain, even though earlier in the week they did say it'd rain today. But yeah, it's a lovely view, a lovely setting here. A couple of small fish. There's something under the lily pads there, blobbing away. Let's hope the tench are at home, shall we? Anyway, I'll just switch my remote camera on. Then I'll come back to you and get started. Well, I've got a couple of pieces of sweet corn on the hook, as I had sweet corn in the ground bait, and I left me rod. Oh, There's a bite straight away. I guess that was probably a rudd or something, and it's taken me sweet corn. Oh well, that's a quick start. I've left my rod rest in the car, which was a bit of an omission, but it's too far to go back, and because I'm on my own I can't leave everything here, so yeah, there are rudd in here. I think I caught at least 1 or 2 last time. I think they may have taken that on the way down. Anyway, another go, shall we? The wind's dropped a bit. Yeah, there's something taking it on the way down, isn't there? Okay, well what I do is I'm going to swap over to my custard paste. That may not be quite as inviting to the rudd. I assume it's rudd, there could be roach. Just guessing really. So I haven't actually hooked one. Yeah, this paste caught me a couple of carp on my last outing. So I was in contact with Russ Evans. I said when I was at Field's End using this custard paste, I said I thought it was he who had mentioned it in one of his videos, and he confirmed it was. But he did say it was more for crucians and tench, so let's hope the tench here fancy it. Let's hope whatever's taking my bait on the way down leaves it alone. I need to be out further than that. Something's having a go here. I don't think they're tench. Oh, well, this is a problem, isn't it? We've got some fish there that are devouring my sweet corn and my custard paste. Perhaps putting the ground bait in wasn't such a clever idea. Let's put the corn back on and see if we can hook one, find out what they are. If not, I'd have to sort of perhaps have a think about things and perhaps put a bigger shot on and sort of do a lift method sort of approach, so the shot gets down there a lot quicker. Let's see if we can hook one of these babies. Probably not on a 10 hook. Oh, that's certainly a good bite. Well, so we've got something there that is swiping my bait before I can get a chance to get it where I want it to be. Didn't have this problem last time I was here. I just cast in and the float just sat there until I got the tench bite. But we got the problem this time. Yeah, I think it's we've hooked one, and as expected, it's a diddly rudd. and literally, oh, just hooked and just back in the water. Well, a challenge, folks. A challenge. As I say, I'll try another bit of pace. If not, I'm going to put something like a AA on or something, or AAA, whatever it is, and see if I can just anchor the bait to the bottom quickly. Surprised they got this paste off so quickly. Okay, I put a bomb ledger weight on just above the hook length. The hook length is now rather short because I couldn't get the hook through the eye of the bomb, so I had to take the hook off and retie it, but never mind. I don't know if this will make any difference, but at least it'll get the bait down to the bottom pretty quick. And we'll see what happens. But this is a bit of a problem, as I say. Perhaps I haven't got the depth right. No, I obviously haven't. I tried it a bit further in and there's still something on it. Took it on the way up. This is not good, folks. I just don't seem to be able to combat these things. That's because I cut some line off, isn't it? It's obviously changed the depth. Morning. Right. So the bait is now on the bottom and the float hasn't gone under, which is good news. It has now. The bait's still there. No, they're still taking it on the way down, aren't they? Even with the ledger weight on. Well, this is good news. Either the bait's vanished and we've got no bait on there, or it's down there and it's managed to get to the bottom without being attacked. Let's see if the bait's still on there. No. Yeah, it's still on there. So, seems to be working. There must be a deeper hole out there. Something's taken it. What it was, it feels a bit better than it was. No, not really, is it? Ah, well. Oh dear, folks, this is not working. I've poured a bit of my custard bread paste out Trouble is, you don't know if it's still on the hook, but these things are sort of whacking it on the way down, even with the ledger weight on. Anyway, I'm leaving it there just in the hope it's still on the hook. And while it's there, there's a chance. I don't really know how else to counter these rudd. Perhaps the ground bait was a bad idea. Maybe I've attracted them. Anyway, I'm leaving the float there in the hope that the bait's still on the hook. I just carefully retrieved, and the custard bread paste was still on the hook. So I've cast out again with it, and hopefully something a bit better might find it. Well, it's lovely when that wind drops, but I doubt it's dropped for good. Got a couple of pieces of corn on. It wasn't intercepted on the way down, which was good news. Something under those lilies there, I don't know what it is. It's probably just rudd, sort of trying to eat things off the bottom of the lilies, I suppose. You can see them moving around. I don't think I'll put any more ground bait in because it's going to attract the rudd back again, I think. Yeah, everything very, very quiet now. The wind's dropped, the float's behaving itself, but no fish. Oh well, we'll just be patient. I just cast in, and this rudd took the bait literally as it hit the surface. It doesn't give you much chance to get it to the bottom. It really doesn't. Well, the wind's eased off for the moment, probably because the sun's broken through. And I'm pretty pleased about that because I was getting quite chilly with that wind in my face. But fish-wise, I'm afraid it's still the small rudd that are taking the bait on the way down. And the problem I have is I'm never quite sure if the bait's still there. When it gets to the bottom. Anyway, the cast before this, I left it there on the assumption the bait was there, and I did get a bite after quite a long wait, so but I didn't hook it, so it was probably a small fish again. Yeah. Yep, that was off the bottom, so there's no getting away from them, folks. I'm intrigued by all that movement under the lilies next to my float. I assume it's the rudd. But, it's a pity there isn't a bit of movement on my float though. Things are quite calm at the moment, and oh, that's interesting. The float did something. Thing is, because it's a float ledger, the only thing that's going to happen is for it to be pulled under completely. It won't lift. It shouldn't lift. I'm just doing a recording of my float on the on my iPhone. It'll probably go under now, just because I've got my hands on the phone. Right, breaking the habit of a lifetime now. I had some hookable pellets left over from when my son and I went away for the Father's Day weekend. I bought some pellets because I knew where we were going. That might be the best way for him to catch a few fish. Anyway, I've put one on. I think the hook may be a bit too big for them actually, but perhaps I ought to put two on. Well, I certainly haven't been attacked by the rudd, which is something. What's the time? It's just coming up to 11, so I've been fishing just under 2 hours. Quite a few small rudd, but nothing more exciting at the moment. I've put 2 hookable pellets on, halibut pellets, because the 10 hook looked a bit silly with one of them. They're quite small, and that's sort of covered the hook, and the rudd don't seem to be interested in them, so perhaps I'll just sit it out now and see if anything happens. The trouble with the corn was I was never sure if it was still on the hook, and same with the custard paste. Could never be sure it's still on the hook, so if you're going to sit there for ages watching a float, it's nice to know there's some bait on the hook, whereas these things are pretty tough and they stay on the hook. So we'll see if anything happens. When I was here last time, I spoke to the guy who was fishing in this spot, and he was packing up and I moved in here. And he did say to me that some days they only fed the tench early in the morning. Other days they would feed later, and sometimes they would feed all through the day, but they were very, you know, there was no sort of rhyme or reason to it. So, you know, just don't know really whether they're here or not. I mean, say when I moved in after him, he had already caught a 6 pound plus tench that morning, so sort of knew the tench were feeding. I'm probably going to pack up about 2 o'clock, so got to take my car in for a service tomorrow. Annual service. MOT. It's a big service as well, apparently. I pay a monthly service contract, so fortunately there won't be a big bill. But apparently it involves transmission, oil change and everything, this one. Car's 10 years old, so a number of things got to be done. Anyway, I'll come back to you because there's not much to see going on at the moment. Obviously, if something happens, I'll let you know. And I've gone back on corn, and the result is another rud. Well, I think I'm going to cut my losses, folks, and just stick on corn. I'll leave the ledger on, keep the corn on the bottom, may get better fish down there. But the trouble is, most of the time it's not getting to the bottom. The rudd are very fast and they intercept it on the way down. Yeah, it's not the best conditions today. That wind has actually got quite a nip to it, and it's right in my face. It's probably better I got the ledger on rather than trying to hold a waggler in place. See, it's not getting to the bottom. I don't know how they're managing to do it because the lead must go down fairly fast. Well, the fish are getting a bit bigger, but they're still rudd. What I'm inclined to do, because I really don't think the tench are going to show today. If there was any chance of tench, I think we would have known about it by now. It's a better fish. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is re-tackle and fish shallow for these rudd and try and see if I can get some better rudd, because quite frankly I don't think the tench are going to show, and yeah, this is quite challenging really. Yeah, I'm going to put a lighter hook length on and smaller hook, catch a few rudd and call it a day, because I'm not sure. I think if there were any tench moving around down there, we would have had a bite by now. So there we are. Okay, okay, I've given up on the tench. The conditions are absolutely appalling really. This wind is right in my face, and even with the float ledger on. So I'm going to just go, what's the time? It's just coming up to midday, 10 to 12. I'm going to have an hour. I've set the depth down shallow. I'm going to have an hour catching rudd, and then what I might do is pack up a bit earlier than I intended and have a walk around the lake, because I've never really explored it, but these conditions are appalling. That's weird. They were taking it on the way down with the ledger, now put it shallow and they're not taking it. There we go. Well, that was quite a nice fish actually. Oh, it's a pity that one came off. That was quite a nice fish. Right. Yeah, we'll have a bit of fun with the rod. I'm down to a 14 hook now and 3.8 suplex. The conditions are lovely now, aren't they? I think we want to be on the lily pads. You can't miss these, it's impossible. I've got that one. Only a little one though. God, you can actually feel the things take them. Yeah, all small stuff. I had a good one on earlier on that came off. I don't know why I can't find one of those again. Yeah, I find if I cast a bit further out, I get slightly better fish. They're still not big, but they're better. Yeah, this wasn't the intended species. I was hoping to perhaps get another tench here, but I don't think that was going to happen somehow. Obviously a bit lucky last time, although last time there was a guy fishing here and he let me, you know, he was packing up and I went in and swim and he had caught tench, so they were obviously feeding on that occasion, but I'm not sure they are today. Yeah, straight away. It's difficult picking the decent ones out from the tiddlers. Classic, most of them are hooked in the bottom lip, the ones that haven't swallowed it, which is classic rudd coming up to take things. Well, this is my last rudd today. I've had enough of them, to be honest. I can't see me getting anything else, so I know it's a bit defeatist, but it's just sort of not worked today. So, people walking past think I'm bloody mad talking to myself. Right, that's it, folks. Yeah, hasn't really worked out. I was probably expecting too much, to be honest. But anyways, it's a nice place to fish. Well, that's it for today. Not really that successful. The wind was a real problem, to be honest. I was feeling quite chilly at times. It was quite a chilly wind, plus the fact controlling the float was proving almost impossible at times. Going to float ledger worked, but it didn't get me anything more than the small rud, I'm afraid. Yeah, they were taking everything. The only thing they wouldn't take was the hookable pellets, which didn't attract anything else either, so it wasn't much good. Yeah, I'm going to have a walk around the water now, because the last time I came here I didn't really have a good look around all the swims, so I'm packing up a bit earlier than I wanted to, but not too worried about that because I really wasn't doing that well. I was getting bored with the rud, to be honest. So I'm going to have a walk around, and I may add that to the video depending on how it goes. But yeah, I'll put a note on the video if there's any more to come, so to speak. Yeah, caught quite a few rudd, to be honest, and one came off that was quite a decent fish, but I couldn't repeat that. Anyway, it was nice to get out, and it's a nice place to fish. It's quite a pleasant place to fish, really. Pleasant surroundings, and lots of children here today, though. School holidays, so you expect that, really. Yeah, anyway, so thanks for watching, as always, and thanks to the subscribers and all of you who like the videos. Much appreciated, as always. I have gained so many new subscribers recently. I'm absolutely gobsmacked, really, and I'd just like to thank everybody who's subscribed, not only the existing ones but also the new ones. Yeah, I'm last time I looked, I'm only about 50 short now of 2,000 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic. So a really big thank you to everyone out there. Anyway, yeah, I don't know where I'm off to next. The local rivers are really a disaster. I don't think I'll be on a river, so I'll have to think of somewhere else to go. And the weather is pretty cool today, but it's going to warm up again. We just can't seem to get out of this warm spell. It's a hot spell. It's absolutely disastrous for the rivers. It's disastrous for everything, quite frankly. The crops, everything. It's just terrible, really. Anyway, I won't rattle on anymore. I'll say cheery bye, and until the next time, it's cheers. Well, I'm just starting a walk around the lake. This is the sort of first pitch, which looks interesting. I don't like fishing off these things, but now I would have been fishing sort of over there somewhere, probably at the end of this bank. That's where I was fishing. So anyway, so that's the first pitch, and we're going to have a walk around and see what we can see. Oh, that's not a bad swim, is it? I like the look of that. I don't think many people walk around this side, so you're more likely to get a spot. I don't think I can get my chair in there to sit on a bit of wood here, but that'll be alright. Yeah, look at that lovely bed of lilies. Yeah, I should have come around here, shouldn't I? The wind's from behind now. This would have been calm all the time. Well, that's something to bear in mind. Yeah, that looks really inviting. Right, okay, and I think what I've spotted over the other side here is the Nene, or I should say Nene, because I'm in Northamptonshire, backwater. Can't see any water. Look at that, someone's made their way down there, doesn't it? A bit hazardous, but fishable. My sort of jungle this is. Yeah, definitely my sort of jungle. So this is the backwater. Yeah. Well, another lily pad swim. Yeah, looks interesting as well, doesn't it? Oh well, there's plenty of spots really. Well, there were a couple of families and a lot of children back there, but there was a clear spot on the river, and there were some swans sort of begging to be fed. But the reason I'm mentioning it is I was watching the swans. A chub of probably about £3 just swam past, so yeah, they're here. But there's not much access, to be honest. Not much access at all. Perhaps in the winter. Looks like a swan area, looking at all the feathers. Yeah, it looks very inviting. Yeah. Interestingly, it's still got some flow. It's more than can be said for the great ooze near me. This is one of the viewing points I mentioned. It was busy when I came past, but certainly a attractive looking spot to fish. This is the other viewing point where I said I saw the chub. There were a lot of people here. Well, the chub are back because the people are gone, but whether my camera can pick them up is another matter. I don't know if you can pick it out, there's too much reflection. It's over the other bank now, can't really see, I can see with my naked eye, but not very well with the camera. There's too much reflection off the surface. As chub do, they've sort of disappeared as soon as I turned up. Oh, he's down there. He's right down there. You'll probably see him swim past. Right under the bank. There's one over there as well. I think I've got him. There you go. Yeah. Really enticing, isn't it? It's a nice sized fish. I want strong magnification obviously, but there's two of them, one behind the other. Oh. Wow. Oh. Shows they're there.